Stampers, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin' with Crafty Klock, coming to you today with a little bit of Christmas in July. I'm having my Christmas in July event on the 19th or the 20th, whatever that weekend is, maybe the 18th. I can't remember now. But I'm going to be featuring, I was just trying to look them up, the Evergreen Elegance, which is on page 91. So let's go take a quick look at that. The Evergreen Elegance with these beautiful evergreen trees, some pretty sentiments, and this really cool Evergreen Elegance border punch. It's really cute. I think you're going to like it. And then the other one that I'm highlighting is the Tidings of Christmas suite. And this is really fun to play with. I was very late getting ready today, so it's a pretty basic card. But let me go ahead and show you. And these are on pages 89 and 91 in the annual catalog. So this is part of the, oh my gosh, the Christmas Tidings suite. And it comes with this really pretty photopolymer stamp set. You've got a star, you've got a couple of stockings, some really wonderful sentiments. And then you have these great dies that coordinate with it. And the dies obviously cut out the stockings, as you can see there. But you've also got dies for two different size stars. And you have the outer star, which is a solid one, and the inner star, which will be a little bit more detailed, as well as some holly leaves and some other seasonal berries and bows and all that good stuff. So this is all part of the Christmas Tidings suite. So that's card number 1. And then our second card will feature the Evergreen Elegance set. Now I used this tree on my, one of the cards I made last week highlighting the soft pastels. And this week we're going really just kind of very simple. We're just going to take one of the sentiments from there. We're going to do some heat embossing. We're using some of that pretty paper from the Christmas Tidings suite. And then we're just going to use that border punch to decorate the inside. How fun is that little evergreen border punch? And these are the dies from this color and contour set, the scalloped dies. So you get a lot of use with all of your different sets, especially when you mix and match. So my Christmas in July event is an in-person event. It's either $20 and you get to make 10 cards, 2 each of 5 different designs, and I'll have 6 or 7 different Christmas sets for you to play with. Or it's free with the $25 purchase. So that will be right here at my new studio in Middletown. So if you're local, do come by. You don't need to pay. You can pay me at the door, but you do need to register. So please go on to my Stampin' with Crafty Klock Facebook page and pick up the link there to register, just so I know how many people to be ready for. Seats are limited, so I do suggest that you register early. All right, let's go ahead and let's get started with this one with the Evergreen Elegance. And of course, when we had our Evergreen Elegance, we just had to use our new Evening Evergreen paper. So our card base is in our Evening Evergreen. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to add a piece of our basic white to the inside. That's 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to stamp this with the Merry Christmas, and we're going to stamp that in our Evening Evergreen stamp ink pad. So let me grab that. And remember, I like to stamp before we attach because it just makes life a little bit easier. If I screw up, I can just flip it over. And last week, as you saw, I screwed up. This week it looks good though, first try, woohoo! All right, let's go ahead and close that up. Let's go make our border punch now. We're gonna use our border, and I'm hoping the lighting's a little bit better. I've kind of rearranged how I'm sitting in my studio, so I'm not at my standing desk. I am at just a table, so we'll see how this works. Let me know. Don't forget to let me know that you're here. Give me a hello, a shout out or something so I know that you're watching. And you will be entered to win the 2 cards tonight. So I don't know if you can see this, but as you pull this out, there are the trees over here. And if you line those up, when you go to punch the next set, it will give you that one continuous line. Okay. So I don't need very much because it's only about a 4-inch card, 4 inches across. So this should be plenty. All right. So let's take out our little pine tree border. Oh my goodness, or evergreen border. And then I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and my liquid glue. And I'm just going to put this on a few for now so I can place it. I want to make sure that I have enough. And again, I don't need very much glue. Okay, that looks like it might be 4 inches. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place this right here on the bottom of my card inside. Okay, I'm just going to do that. And then I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm just going to trim off the excess of my border. I don't need all of this, so I'm just going to trim it off. Okay. And now I've got a perfectly sized border for the inside of my card. All right, let's go ahead and add this to the inside of our card. I lost my Stampin' seal for a minute, but there it is. And hi Maureen, how are you? I don't like sitting because I can't really see the comments and who's watching. So here we go. So now we've got, there's our inside. Isn't that pretty? I just love that border punch. So pretty. And I mean, I think you can use it for more than just Christmas. Now I'm going to take our designer series paper from our Christmas tidings suite, and we're going to pull out one of those pieces that have the evergreen trees on them. They're kind of skinny, almost like a Charlie Brown tree, but they were really pretty. And we're just going to trim that down to 4 by 5 1/4. All right, got some basic white on there. Let's just trim this down. And usually I have this ready, but alas, I was very, very late today getting prepared. So I'm not quite as prepared as I would like. All right. So again, we're just going to go ahead and, sometimes with our gorgeous designer series paper, I really like to let the paper do all the work and just kind of let it be the star of the show, so to speak. So let's put this beautiful paper on there. Okay. And then I've cut with our scalloped contours dies, I cut a piece of soft succulent and of course a piece of our basic white. And for this piece, we're going to do a little heat embossing. So I'm going to take out, of course, my emboss buddy and just rub it over there because you want to get all the static off. You don't want to have any static on there. And then I'm going to take our, it's Friends Like You that make the season wonderful. And we're going to stamp that in our Versamark. And then we're going to take our gold emboss powder and put it on. Okay. There we go. Now, put that away. Now, let me just take some gold embossing powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle some on there. Okay. Gently. Very gently, kind of just make sure it goes all over my sentiment. Okay, I'm going to tap it, get that excess off. Let's put this away and close that up before we get embossing powder over everything. This is one thing you don't want to kind of leave out. You want to make sure you close this up right away. All right, let's go ahead, and it's going to be a little bit loud while I go ahead and emboss this. And you can tell that it's ready when it's all shiny. When it goes from like that dull look and it kind of raises up and gets really shiny, that's how you know it's done. Okay, just a little tiny bit more in the its. All right. Okay. And there we have it. That was quick and easy. I just love heat embossing. I don't do it enough, but I love the way it looks. It really adds a touch of elegance, I think, to projects. But that's just me. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on our soft succulent. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back. How is everybody tonight? Is everybody ready for the 4th of July? Anybody have plans? Going to watch fireworks somewhere? I'll be at the Middletown 4th of July celebration at their craft fair with the booth for Stampin' Up. So if you're in the Middletown, Virginia area, do come by and say hello. Now I'm going to take our evening evergreen sheer ribbon. And I'm just going to kind of like free form a little bow. I love tying these bows kind of like this. I like it doing better when it's not on the card. It just, for me, makes it easier. I can kind of fuss with it and play with it and get it to be how I want it to look. And I think that looks pretty good. Just trim this up. Okay. I didn't really put it on the good angle. Let's fix that. Okay. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, that's better. Then I'm going to take a little glue dot. And we're going to go ahead and just put that right on our card. We're going to put our bow right there. And there we have our first card done. So, Evergreen Elegance, really pretty. Great border punch. Look at that. Voila. All right, for our next card, we're going to be using our Tidings and Trimmings stamp set. So let me pull that out from wherever I had it just now. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to start with the base of our basic white, our thick basic white, 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to put it into landscape mode. I have another piece of our, what is this called? Tidings and Trimmings? What is this paper called? This is our Tidings of Christmas paper. And I'm just going, this is 3 by 5.5. And we're just going to put that down. You could actually probably even make this a little bit shorter. I was trying to go for like, I don't know, like a mantle look or a fireplace look. I'm not quite sure how well I achieved that, but that's sort of what I was thinking of. But you know, sometimes the concept in your head doesn't always translate to the concept on the paper. And then I took a piece of early espresso that's 1 inch by 5.5, and I ran it through our brick embossing folder just to give it a little bit of depth and dimension. And we're just going to go ahead and put that on. And again, these cards are fairly, you know, I think my cards are fairly simple. I like to try to make them easily replicatable in case people want to make them. Because I don't really have a lot of time to spend hours making, you know, a card that would take hours and hours. So I kind of just kind of go for it and do it, you know, quick and I hope nice. You know, I guess, you know, there's something for everyone. There's a style for everyone, and my style is definitely not fussy and not, as you know, I don't like to fussy cut. Okay, so I already stamped and cut 2 stockings. So we're going to stamp and cut 1 more. And I have to say, out of the 2 of them, I'm not really liking the way this design stamped, in at least in the soft succulent. So I might try it in the cherry cobbler and see how it looks. I don't like it. Again, that's just, you know, my opinion. Somebody may like it. I didn't like the way it looked. But I definitely like the one with like the holly berries. I think that stamps really well. This one I just don't think. I think the image is somewhat muddied. But again, that's just my opinion. So let me get a piece of scrap paper. It's always good to save your little scraps. You never know when you might need them for a project. So I'm just going to have all these little scraps here from another project. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. Well, it kind of stamped a little bit better in the cherry cobbler. So maybe it's just that soft succulent is just not good with that particular stamp. All right, I'm going to bring up my mini stamp cut and emboss, and we are going to very quickly cut out this little stocking. All right, here they are. Okay. So, I do like this little mini cut and emboss for doing these little small things. It's kind of easy. It doesn't take up a lot of room on the desk. If you don't have one, you might want to think of getting one. It's a great little tool. Okay, sorry for shaking the camera. Okay, and there we have our little third stocking. So let's go ahead and put these on. So I'm going to put my little red one on first. And can you see the difference in how they stamped up? This one just came out much clearer than it did in the soft succulent. So I'm gonna have to try, I guess, another ink too. And then I'm gonna put on my little, I did this one in Bumblebee. Again, no rhyme or reason, I was just playing around with different colors. Okay, now, it's not Christmas unless you have a little bit of sparkle. So let's go add some Wink Stella to the tops of those stockings. I love Wink Stella, it just adds a little bit of sparkle. Don't you? It's so pretty. Just enough to keep it interesting. You see how, like, on the cherry cobbler, you can even see the stitching on the top part of the stocking, and you can't see that really with the soft succulent? I wonder why. I might have to put a little comment into demo support. All right, and I'm just gonna take, I have a little Noel here. I think it's on the back of my Merry Christmas. I'm just gonna stamp that in our cherry cobbler. Again, I just had a little piece of scrap basic white, and I'm going to just adhere that with some dimensionals, and voila. So again, I hope you'll come out for my Christmas in July event. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some Christmas music playing and maybe a couple of prizes. So these are our 2 cards for the evening. I hope you like them. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out this edition of Stampin' with Crafty Klock. Hey Patricia, how you doing tonight? That's it for me. Have a great 4th of July, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful celebration. Stay dry if it's going to rain, and I'll see you here next Thursday at Stampin' with Crafty Klock. Bye.